Give me the L, give me the O, give me the V, give me the E.
The Weekly Pour Podcast, proving time and time again that success is 1% inspiration, 98% perspiration, and 2% attention to detail. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
Tough round here.
Holy crap. It is 2023. I am TBT. That guy over there is Ace. And we're back. Look, fresh new haircuts, fresh new backgrounds, fresh everything. And here we are. Ace, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, TBT.
I feel like I've not seen you in forever because it's not like we work close together or anything. You were gone for a while. I was gone for a while. Everybody at my house got surgery. I've got Band-Aids, trauma tape. I got all kinds of stuff around here. I got a dog that won't stop shitting in his kennel. We got a lot to talk about because we got some catching up to do. Look, the chat's going off already. Natalie's in there. She has been renewed. Her contract was renewed to continue being our moderator for the chat. And looky there, there's Kathy. I have a bone to pick with Kathy, by the way, which I'll get into here in a little bit. Shannon, it is good to see you as well. Anybody that's watching on the live feed, jump in there, say hey to the chat. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna prep myself before I start going and picking my bone with Kathy. I'm gonna let you jump in.
Take a breath. Okay.
All right.
Well, first of all, I didn't know dogs did that.
Me
I thought
neither.
that was the whole of putting them in a cage, just to cage train them so they won't go in the house and you just let them right outside.
So that was my whole premise because, when we're gone, we're not at the house. I have 4 dogs. We have kennel trained all of them to live in their kennel. The vet says, put them in the kennel. So that's what we do. I've got 3 large dogs. And then I have a tiny one.
I know.
The tiny one, the little ankle biter, shits in his kennel.
Oh, so you have a problem with your Chihuahua like I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Chihuahuas in general.
It's got to be. I came home today. Of all days, I had too much to do. I got to get home. I've got to get the dogs fed. I got to fix my hair because, we're going live tonight. And I walk in, I get the 3 dogs out, one at a time, mind you, because we've had some medical issues with the dogs. We're getting them out. Oh, and I'm not even going to mention the wife, who's also had medicals going on. So I get the dogs taken care of. I go to the little dog, and I reach down to undo his kennel. And I take a deep breath like The Rock would do, when I'm finally back home, and I smell shit. And I'm like,
right,
dog,
his sombrero.
Right in the sombrero. I'm like, you just better be gassy. You better not be shitting. You better just be gassing. I scared you, so you farted. No. I look in, and he's got, and somebody's going to jump in here and say, oh, you got to take him to the vet. He's got the blackest tar shit that I've ever seen in my life. Now, we feed him soft dog food, but I'm going to get off of this whole dog shit thing in a minute. What do? Throw it in the washer. What happens when the wife comes home? Is the washer running? Yes. Oh,
Yes.
Dog must have shit in his kennel again. Winner, chicken dinner. It's nonstop. Let me take a look in the chat again real quick. Look at that. Rick is in the house. Rick Nicholson, it is good to see you. Hope you're doing good.
Hey, Rick.
Natalie and Kathy are just going on about things. I can't even get into it right now. They're having their own show. It's the Natalie and Kathy show, I think.
I get distracted if I look at the chat, so I let you do it.
I'm telling you, I've got to. Like, at least this time I turned it down. But anyway, yeah. So dog's shitting, and I'm mad. I've already got to deal with everything. The one dog, I don't remember if I talked about this on our last show since it's been a few weeks. Before we took our little holiday vacation. One dog tore ACL, surgically repaired it. I did talk about it. She's down for 8 weeks. We are 2 weeks away from her getting the full release. So just in time for the playoffs.
Right.
This past Friday, my big dog, my Great Pyrenees, who we call Zeus. I should have named him Tiny, but Zeus got his balls whacked off. He got his balls chopped off. I guess whacked off kind of defeats the purpose. He got them removed. So he's not a happy camper. He's pissed off at me. Take him for a ride. He's excited. Go to the vet. He's excited. Comes out not happy.
He's not happy.
Not happy. He has not been happy since I brought him home.
If they were whacked off, he'd be happier.
Yes, exactly. Not happy. He looks at me strange now, which I mean it's fine. I don't trust his look anymore. I don't know what it is. And then of course
it's a "why did you do this to me" look.
well, sure, but I mean, he still barks the same. His bark didn't like. It's still nice and deep. It didn't go up or an octave or two. So I don't know. And then of course my lovely bride, she has her own little case of surgery, fixing some things, and I got to take care of her. So I don't know.
How do you carve out time just to talk to me?
Nobody knows I'm in here. Oh, speaking of that, I have to reach over here. I have to
Don't
turn on
leave.
my. I have to. Oh, I just turned on my special light. I think it's working. I can't tell, but I have a special light now that I got for Christmas that now has to light up the outside of the studio so people know I'm on air.
Oh, yeah. You showed me that. That
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah. So it's on. I don't know if it's working. I think it is. I don't even know if my wife is actually watching. She usually doesn't. This is like normal time for her to get some quiet time. She leaves me alone. Oh shit. She just said it's working. Guess who's in the chat? So she's watching as well. So she has surgery. I'm taking care of her. I'm taking care of the dogs. I will say there's one thing though. One thing that is nice about the surgeries. 30 below zero, we had temperatures, wind chills a couple weeks ago. The veterinarian's not watching this, so I'm not worried. We had to take the shepherd out on the leash so she wouldn't go taking off running everywhere. 30-degree temperatures hit, 30 degrees below zero. I go out with her and she's on the leash. I'm bundled up. I walk out within just a couple minutes. This is froze. And I'm like, you got to hurry up and take a dump, pee or something. She starts limping. I'm like, you're on a leash. Why are you limping? She's got metal in her daggone leg. She got no hair. So she's freezing. So now my dog's freezing, and I'm figuring I'm going to have to pick her up. And I can't feel my hands even though I've got gloves on.
This is starting to sound like a movie. Man Against Nature.
Well, man won. Because that was the last time I took her out on a leash.
Did you let her go?
I let her go. I let her go, but now it's even worse because now we're letting the dogs out one at a time. One at a time. So Shepherd goes out, Shepherd comes in. Husky goes out, Husky comes in. Ballless Pyrenees goes out, Ballless Pyrenees comes back. At some point during there, the Chihuahua goes out, looks at things and goes, ay, 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 Sonny, pees, and then comes back in so he can shit in his own kennel. I can't win. It's ridiculous. But, I mean, it's been an adventurous few weeks. I get to go to a follow-up tomorrow for the bride, so they can look at what they did and say, okay, looks good, and take off probably some strips or whatever you want to call those things. And cool. So hopefully the next time she has her appendix taken out, they won't screw it up. I mean, you got more than one, right?
No.
You only have one?
You only have one.
Shit. So what they did, I'm going to use my bottle of lotion. So they took the appendix out, right? So there's the appendix. Well, there we go. And then they sewed it up, right? But they did it like that. They did it like that.
It's like a gap?
Yeah. So the incision was here. And I'm not one to make fun of her because it's not nice, but I can now because it's fixed. So she had an extra little mouth right there
Yeah, it looks
Where
like
the
it's talking.
yeah, and it was, and she hated it, and I get it. It, I mean, I didn't care.
Dude, it was funny for you.
It was, but I had to keep that to myself. I guess now that she's in the chat, she knows. But even she called it a little mouth.
So you didn't draw faces around this mouth?
Teeth. I drew teeth inside. So, and I'd just, we'd cuddle at night, and I'd grab it and, what are you doing? Oh, it's biting me. So yeah, so that got fixed.
No wonder she got fixed.
Yeah, well, even the doctor, when the doctor seen it, the surgeon was like, "What happened?" And we were like, appendix and all that. I'm already getting yelled at. It didn't take long. Son of a bitch.
So
So
he's probably wondering if the appendix like burst through on its own.
yeah, it was like, ah!
Is that
And then they
what
just
happened?
sewed it and left it like that. But the surgeon that she has, the cosmetic surgeon, because she's a woman, that's why I call her she. Um, she was awesome about it. She's like, yeah, we'll fix that shit. I mean, she didn't say shit, but she's like, we'll fix that. And then sure enough, fixed it. Put three of those little steri strips over it, and then said, okay, no lifting, no no lifting your arms, because you stretch your torso
Right.
when you reach. So she couldn't reach, couldn't lift anything over 10 pounds, and it's been that way. It's going to be that way for like 6 weeks. Tomorrow is week 4, and we go for a follow up, and the steri strips have already fell off of that. So she's going to go in and be like, "Oh, I was going to take those off today." Okay, put coconut oil on it. Make the scar go away, because there's no more mouth. So now I'm just going to draw gums because there's no teeth. Just waiting to see if I get yelled at again. All right, but yeah. So yeah, that's been my adventure for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Whatever. The only the only exciting part that I had turned out to be me getting my hopes up, only for them to be dashed by someone who was in town. I'm not going to mention any names, Kathy, but I know that there was someone in town by that name that had the opportunity to stop and see me, and she just kind of blew me off. So, I mean, that was the saddest part of my thing. So,
Totally,
yeah,
totally blew you off.
totally, completely blew me off. Once this catches up, oh, let me just say that you were just thrown under the bus.
Me?
Yeah, Ace said I couldn't see you. What am I,
Um,
John Cena?
exactly.
He said absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Now
I
I
think
questioned that because you called me
I did twice.
and said, "Hey, are you in the office?" And I was like, "No." And I was actually legit in a meeting or something. I don't remember what I was doing. And and I wasn't there, and you were like, "Cool, we'll come back a couple days." Cool, no problem. She said that you said absolutely not, and you wouldn't share her.
Well, that is true.
All I wanted was to see her, take a picture with the three of us, get a hug, and I was shot down, completely shot down. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait till next Christmas, I guess.
Probably, probably
Probably.
because the next trend is on my end. So we go up to see her.
Okay.
So
All right.
that works.
Does that mean you go up and see her next Christmas?
No, it'll be summer
Okay.
or
Okay.
late spring, early summer, something like that.
She is still blaming you, saying that she didn't have a car. It was your fault.
She has carte blanche to use my car anytime, and she
He
has.
said, well, I was going to repeat what you said. Like, she's going to hear it in a second, that she has car blanche. Car. Get it?
Now, now that doesn't mean that she can find her way to your office.
True, but
But
she can get in touch with me and I can tell her the address.
I will say, my wife kind of intervened at one point because I thought we were going to make it over there, and that became pedicure day.
I
So
was replaced with a pedicure day.
you were replaced with pedicures.
Okay.
So I
Wow.
mean, I didn't get one. If that makes you feel better.
Oh, it does. I'm okay then. I thought maybe like you were going to say that they did and you did.
No, I know.
Did you get
My wife has
did
been
you get a
trying.
manicure?
No, my wife has been trying for years for me to get a pedicure for some reason, and I keep telling her no, but she keeps telling me I like it. I would like it. I don't know why, except someone might be rubbing my feet or something. But I'm just about to break down and get one, and it's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Just because she sells it so well, and she's like, no one will care, no one will see you, no one, someone's going to find out, and I'll never hear the end of it.
You'll be safe, I think, if you just get a pedicure because nobody's going to see your feet. Um, there was plenty of time before and after, Mister. Wow. I believe your other half is now throwing you under the bus as well. Um, dang, man.
I can't keep going this way because I'm going to make them both mad,
Then that means
and
we have to change the subject.
that's right.
Yeah. I got drunk the other night and ate a bunch of Scrabble tiles.
Is that a true story?
Nope, it's a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next morning I pooped and it spelled disaster.
Ha.
That's
Ha. Oh
all
wait,
I got.
now your daughter will yell at me because I didn't laugh at your dad
Uh,
joke.
correct. There. That made it better, right?
Yeah, nice that you can hit a button and get your self gratification.
Kathy is just, man, we got to move on to something else because Kathy just says that you were sitting there doing that. She was just sitting there doing nothing. And you said, listen, lady, sit down and shut up. Man, this is turning into the Bash Ace show.
I said you ain't going nowhere.
You sit down. You
You
in my
sit down.
crib.
You're not going nowhere near TBT.
You in my crib.
You know,
Good
and,
grief.
and it's because TBT likes redheads, and that right
Absolutely.
there,
I married one, but no,
that
no. And now she's ripping on the daggone coffee mugs. Of course, we got good coffee mugs.
she
Kathy even sent me a picture trying to make me think that she stole yours when she was here.
right, she used my mug.
But I didn't fall for it.
No,
I
you're
did
smarter
not
than that.
fall for it. She was not going to get me. I'm trying to do something here because I want to show you something now that we're on the topic of those because I've been thinking about getting some more and passing them out for Christmas. But the problem is Christmas is
Christmas is over.
already over. Yeah, so never mind. You could, and I'm going to make sure that there ain't nothing on here that's going to show off anything. Okay, there's not. You could just make your own. This is a moderator Natalie who has made her own the Weekly Poor Podcast mug. Um, it is probably the one that's going to get the most likes out of anything. So
So
it's
describe that for me. That is
can you not see
handwritten.
it?
It is handwritten on what a post-it note, and it is rubber banded to the mug,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
says what the weekly pour.
I think it does. It's all backwards because some
It's
people don't know how
backwards,
to turn their cameras around.
but I appreciate the creativity.
I do too. It's brilliant. And here was my thinking. I told you I was thinking about getting some more, but now that she has her own, I don't need to.
I think that was supposed to make you feel bad.
Oh, I mean, Kathy has already used yours, so she already knows what it's like to taste liquids from one of them. So I just don't think anybody needs any anymore. So we're just going to stick with what we have. Oh, she says she's still there. Anyway, um, neither one of us have got a bunch of news to talk about because we don't need to. It's been a while. We've got enough stuff in our regular lives to talk about. But you sent me a text the other day and said, "Hey, you need to listen to this."
Right?
And I told you before we went on air that I wasn't going to. She said she spit in your mug. Uh,
Oh,
I
jeez.
I said that I wasn't gonna mention anything negative, which I'm still not going to. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent with everybody. You sent me a link and said you need to listen to this, and it was Lizzie Hale, and I got excited, and Daughtry, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna listen to it. And you immediately texted back and said, "LOL, problems with Daughtry." The answer's kind of like, yeah, but not really. I've just not been a fan, because when he went on Idol, however many years ago, he was the rock guy. Everybody's pulling for him, cool, and then gets done with Idol. I honestly don't even know if he won or if or where he placed, whatever.
You did not win.
Okay, I never became a big fan, and this was years ago that he was on, and I just never became a fan. And some of the stuff I heard was like, it's okay. It's not the best stuff that I like. It's okay.
Hmm.
So I refused to listen to the song because I was like, man, I love Lizzie Hale,
Right. We all
and
do.
I didn't want to ruin it. And then lo and behold, um, I listened to it,
Yeah.
and holy crap! If
I
you have
told you you
not
would like
listened,
it.
I know it is a Journey remake, and it is freaking phenomenal. Lizzie Hale and Daughtry. If you haven't listened to it, go download it. I wish we could play a snippet here, but hashtag copyright and trademarks, we can't. Phenomenal song.
Yeah, it's Separate Ways.
Yep. I don't
Separate
know.
Ways. It's off Frontiers
Yeah,
Journey record.
I don't know.
And it was a huge hit for Journey.
Yeah, of course, but I don't know. I don't if they've thought about doing this a long time ago and just decided to do it. I looked for a video, could not find a video, an actual authentic video for the song. But I will tell you also breaking news that just came across the wire: Stephanie McMahon has resigned from her position as co-CEO of the WWE.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
she
That
resigns, and Vince McMahon has been named the executive chairman. Um,
well, you saw he was coming back, right? Like uh, after his little hiatus there because of the sex scandals and such. Um,
right.
but he is the. We'll get back to Lizzie Hale in a sec, but he's still the majority shareholder of WWE,
Sure. I
and
thought I was, but apparently he still is.
no, and he holds 81% of the voting power on the board.
Right.
So he has decided that he got bad advice from people close to him upon resigning from his position. And Vince is the type of guy that can't just sit around and, go play pickleball at his estate. He has probably stewed over this for months and trying to figure out what to do to come back. And this is what he's doing. And for some reason, it's pushed Stephanie out, which
Yep.
is pretty shocking. It worries me because I'm afraid he's going to take over creative again. And I don't want that.
Well, here's my theory, not my Austin theory. Here's my theory, and then we'll get back to what we were talking about with Lizzie. My theory is he's coming back. He is going to do what he can to prepare the company to sell.
Right. And that's what everyone says. There's going to
Yep.
be a sale.
It's either going
I
to be
don't.
Fox or it's going to be NBC Universe.
Right, and NBC already has a lot of the rights, the streaming rights and such, right? Because
Correct.
Peacock carries all their stuff. So I don't know. I don't know why you would want to sell and not just find a way to pass that on or something, but or run it into the ground himself because he's doing a good job of that. But
Yeah. I've been very, very happy with the creative direction that it's been going under Triple H. Hopefully that continues, but this isn't a storyline. This is real life, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
storyline though, he's Uncle Howdy.
Oh hell no, I don't want that. Anyway, back to Lizzie Hale. Um, Great song. I mean, it's a great song in its own, but the guitar and the voices, I will give uh, Doherty. I will give him his mad props. He sounds awesome. Lizzie sounds awesome, and the song just blew me away.
Right, they beefed up the guitars on it. They beefed up everything on that song.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what I was wondering? I need to find out who actually recorded all of this. But the guitar solo, I was wondering if that wasn't Lizzie as well, just because she's a really good guitar player in her own right. And I was curious about that. I have not looked into it, but they did say in an article I read that they had been talking about doing a duet, off and on for a while, maybe just in passing or joking around. We ought to get together, but they finally did. And yeah, phenomenal song. I was glad they did it, and I think it's on the Daughtry record that's coming out. I think it's going to be included.
Um, I'm looking it up right now when you were talking about it. Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm, Separate Ways Now, blah, blah, blah. Get ready for Daughtry's cover featuring me, my favorite song. Um, doesn't say that one. At least that article doesn't say anything about who did the song or who uh, who played the guitar. Um, but this might. Blah, 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 blah. The track provided a vocal showcase for Steve Perry. Of course, the track saw a bit of a revival over the past year with its usage on Stranger Things. I mean, they've used everything from Metallica to Journey. um, Chris Daughtry and I have been threatening to unleash a duet for years. What a better way to do it than paying tribute to one of our mutual influences, Journey. Dum dum dum. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I thought I saw something on here about the guitar, but I guess not. Yeah. Anyway, it's a good song. If you haven't listened to it, if you're a song or if you're a fan of either one of them, even if you're not a fan, just go listen to it. You complain all the time um, about bands that put out songs and they remake them and they're horrible. This is not one of them. They have
Can
done
we put a link to that on our page
to the.
to that song?
Oh yeah,
We might do that.
yeah. We'll do that. Absolutely. Well, I'll probably put I'll put something up for like the YouTube a video of the song, but it's not the official video, so you can at least listen to it. I might actually just go ahead and do that for the chat right now, since 300 of them probably want to listen.
Right, because you've done such a good job selling it.
Exactly. What's the name of it again? Isn't that wrong? That's just a horrible way to do it. I don't know, but it's something about going your separate ways or something like that. So apparently they did this. Lizzie Hale did this song 4 years ago live. Huh?
That's cool. Hailstorm is really good about filling the gap between records with cover EPs.
Right.
So she's no stranger to doing covers, and I think that's fun. I think it's fun when bands do that, especially when they do it right. When I first saw Hailstorm a few years ago, I'd say they did 6 covers.
Really?
Yeah, well, one of them was "Gold Dust Woman,"
Okay.
and one was "Straight Through the Heart" Dio song, which was really good. So yeah, she's no stranger to doing covers, and really good at it too. I like her version of "Bad Romance" better than Lady Gaga.
Wow.
Honestly,
To me, the their cover is almost as good as Steel Panther's remake of "Don't Stop Believing."
almost,
Almost,
almost.
yeah.
Um,
It's not
my
quite
wife
Steel
said
Pantherish, but
when I played for my wife, she actually said she liked it better than the Journey version, which I thought was that's great that she said it. But I thought, man, that's pushing the envelope there. But
yeah. I mean, it is, but it's good. I love the guitar work in it. Guitar work in it is quite awesome.
all right, what else you got?
I don't know. I'm looking to see if I think my wife has mysteriously disappeared from the chat. I think she's just staying quiet because I guarantee you she's in there sitting at the table working on a puzzle because that's what she does. She tries to find out how to put these puzzles together, but there's secretly ways to like confuse the shit out of me with things. Boom, there she is. See, she just said nope. That means she's listening. Maybe she can't do the puzzle and listen at the same time. I don't know. I finally watched, and I'm going to get back on her here for a minute. I finally watched the new Top Gun.
Finally,
Yep, because it's on the Paramount of Pluses.
yes,
I watched it. I loved it.
it's amazing. It's a great
And
movie.
I asked her if she would like to watch it with me.
And she said,
Nope.
nope.
Nope. Nope. Just flat out. Nope. You can watch it. I'm not going to. I said, okay. But you know what? I loved it.
Did she give you a reason?
Oh, I can tell you the reason. If you turn your head over your left shoulder and you look at the gentleman sitting on the motorcycle,
Yeah, right there.
she don't like him.
Yeah.
She will not watch
There,
a single movie with Tom Cruise.
there are some people that are not Tom Cruise fans, and yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah, I mean, Interview with a Vampire. That's that's a classic. I love that movie. Tom,
I've had no desire to watch that
I liked
ever.
it because I read the book. I read Anne Rice's book. Love the book. And I didn't think they did terrible with the movie, but I mean, it was still a vampire movie. I dig vampire movies. Interview with a Vampire? Hey, you want to watch that? Nope. Why? Tom Cruise. Man. You want to watch Risky Business? Nope. Why? Old and Tom Cruise.
What's wrong
If
with old? Classic, classic.
I know. So this is what would have happened. She loves Marvel. We'll sit and we'll watch Marvel movies all the time. And
Oh, well, this is great then, because guess who's in? Yeah, Tom
yeah.
Cruise,
So they came out with the new Doctor
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 Strange.
Strange, and the rumor was, oh man, you know, Tom Cruise is going to be playing Iron Man. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to let her
Don't
watch it.
say a word.
And then, but if that would have happened and he would have been standing there, she'd have been. I would probably not be sitting here, and this would be the Weekly Poor podcast with Ace, and that
And
would be
nobody
it.
wants that. Yeah,
And
nobody wants that.
um, she would have, she just asked. I just looked at the chat. She's like, "Is he ruining my movies?" And she's talking Marvel because she loves Marvel. I hear he's going to be in the next Harry Potter.
Oh,
I also hear he'll be in the new Twilight.
uh,
I reenacted the chair scene with Ace.
oh, Kathy watched it. Okay,
Okay.
and I like how she said that.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't leave that up to interpretation.
So she sent me a text before she arrived here a few days and said I would be proud of her because she is watching Top Gun Maverick. And I'm like, cool, you'll love it. And I talked to her when she got here and asked her what she thought of it. And she's like, eh. And then she went off on this opening scene where Tom Cruise grabs this chair and flips it around and then throws his leg over the back of the chair and sits down. because of the ridiculousness of the fact that nobody would do that. Nobody would walk into a room, flip a chair around, toss their leg over it. If I did it, I'd catch my nuts on the damn thing, and then that would be comedy hour right there.
It would. However,
It wouldn't be cool.
no.
So, so I that set the tone for the movie for Kathy because she thought it was just going to be utterly ridiculous.
Like he was going to swing his leg up and get up in the
Right,
jet and swing it over and jump on a
right.
motorcycle and
We're pushing
swing
our
it
leg
up and
everywhere.
jump on the freaking bartender.
Right,
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
So,
Meg Ryan.
right,
I missed Meg Ryan.
would have been cool if she was in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have even brought more of that that goose love into the equation.
Exactly.
You know, my wife's not a Tom Cruise fan, and she liked the movie.
Yeah,
So
it's what she says in the chat. She goes, I don't like him either, but that movie was great. It's a chair, not a horse. It's a horse, not a cowboy. So yeah,
some people are more into comedy and like comedy films and things like that.
oh
So
sure.
so action drama is not always what they go for, but when you go out of your safe zone and explore another movie like that, I'm real happy. That's okay. She didn't have to like it.
No, no. What I would do, what I would say, I'd say just still watch it. But I don't know if I can talk her into it. She's gonna say you can put it on and you know, I might watch it.
Right. Sometimes passive watching is as good as anything because you might get yourself caught up into it about the middle of it.
Right. And we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of times if I say, "Would you watch this with me?" It's just put it on.
Sure.
Just put it on, sit down, and if I want to watch it, it's on.
When's the last
So
time you watched it? Have you watched it more than once?
no, I want to, but I just haven't.
Okay. I have a favorite part,
Okay.
and I don't care if Kathy's heading home. She says love y'all. So Kathy, be careful in the snow. Um
See it.
my favorite part, I don't care if I spoil it because you should have watched it by now. Favorite part's the F-14. Plain and simple.
Oh, okay,
Loved
cool.
it. Loved it. I thought that was pretty cool. Because it
Yeah,
brings
with the
back
old
that.
airplane.
Yeah, it brings back the when I went and seen it when it first premiered in whatever that was 87, 86.
Been 86.
Yeah, I was in Iceland.
Why?
Uh,
I mean, I know why, but
cold. Just freezing things. Um, it it was good. I liked it. I was impressed. I liked the character they got to play. Goose's kid.
hmm
Spot on. Val Kilmer. Uh, we all know what he's been through, but I still think he
right,
killed it. I love the way that they incorporated his character into the movie and his own battle with his illness that he has. Um,
right.
they incorporated all of that in there. I thought it was fantastic. So yeah, very impressed. Rumors that there's going to be a Top Gun 3.
Well, here's something I thought was interesting though in the marketing, because with COVID, uh, they kept pushing the date back on that movie because they were holding out. Tom Cruise, especially, I think, was holding out for that to be released in theaters, and he
Right.
kept saying in articles I read that it needs to be seen in a theater. We're not going to just dump it on Disney or on Paramount for streaming, which happened to a lot of movies
Sure.
where they kind of just threw it out there because it's sitting in the can, ready to go, and we can't put it out because of COVID. But he held on and held on and held on, and it really paid off. It really paid off in a big way.
Yeah, I
By far the
regret.
biggest movie since 2020.
Yeah, I regret not going and seeing it in theater.
Told you.
Yeah, but you know
You
what?
know
I
you.
didn't want to go by myself.
Yeah, I understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. You're in the chat. I know
So
you hear me. But yeah, it's very good. During Christmas, my mom came over,
Oh, well, good.
spent some
That's what
time
Christmas
with
is about.
us. Huh?
That's what Christmas is about.
Right, right. So she came over, spent some time with us, spent the night over here a few times, and we got on the subject of movies. And my mom is a movie buff. She loves going to the theater and watching movies. And we were we were flipping through something, seeing a commercial, and I looked at her and I was like, "Have you ever seen Avatar?" And she said, "No, never have." And my wife's like, "It's got Tom Cruise in it. You won't like it." Um, so so I was like, "It's 3 hours long." She's like, "I don't think I have." So I played the preview,
She
and
said,
she's
I'm
like,
not going anywhere.
she goes, "Nope, I don't remember it." I was like, "Cool." So tomorrow we're gonna watch Avatar.
So, yeah, right. So you're watching the original James Cameron Avatar,
Correct.
and then you'll take her to see
I
the new
just
one.
got cussed out on the chat with an emoji
Why?
because I just said that Tom Cruise was in Avatar. I am sleeping with the dogs this evening.
Man, you've really pushed it today.
I'm gonna go with the nutless one because at least now he's nutless, but he's still more furry.
Right. And for anyone that may be new to this show, and we want new people, this is not all indicative of what the show is. Uh,
No,
we're,
not
we're just,
hairless.
no, we're recovering from
The
holidays, and this is
holidays.
our first. So the
Yeah,
holidays.
the holidays. So anyway, we watched
So
Avatar.
you watched Avatar.
Yeah, all 3 hours of it. My wife reminded me that when we watched that, we watched it on a computer screen with nothing in the house because we were in the middle of a transfer and the movers had already came and took everything out of our house and all we had were sleeping bags and a computer and with a DVD drive. And we watched it on a DVD drive. So I had never seen it on a regular size screen TV. I was
Right.
impressed with that movie again. Did you
Yeah,
not like it?
I have never seen it, um, and I'll tell you why. I,
Please.
I've never seen it. Something about something in my character makes me not want to see things that become really, really, really popular. That
Like
movie got
Top
so
Gun?
no, that's different. That's
Okay.
different. That's right up my alley. That identified me uh, as a teenager. But when Avatar came out, it was like, whatever. It's got all this hype, and I'm like, it can't be that great. And it has its detractors, and mostly in storyline, not with the graphics, but mostly it's what's the big deal about the story, right? I never saw Titanic.
Eh.
Same thing. We already know what happens
Yeah, this shit
on the Titanic,
sinks, I'm telling you.
and it got so much hype. I'm like, it can't be that good. And
It's
we
not.
talked about this. Well, we talked about this over break actually because it came up between Kathy, my wife, and me. Um, and that my wife actually had when we were first married and that came out, whenever that came out, she wanted to go see it or hinted around, and she never wants to go to movies. And I don't know why, but I just said, eh. Normally, I'd like, cool, we'll go whatever movie you want to see, we'll go see. I don't care because I like movies. I just didn't, and I couldn't tell. It's been 20 years or more, and I can't tell you why, other than the hype. It's the hype. TV shows are the same way. I wait until things settle down, and then I might check them out. I just don't want to be one of those people rushing to something, thinking it's the greatest thing ever, and and then finding out that it's not that good.
That's fair.
Maybe, I want to sit back, wait for the reaction to come out, wait for the hype to die down, and then make a judgment. You know, it's weird. It's hard to explain, but
There
I
has
don't
been
rush to anything.
plenty of time that's passed since Avatar came out.
Right. I
You
still
can
haven't
watch it
thought
now.
about it. Okay.
I'm telling you,
I
I
still
think
haven't
it's
thought
good.
about it.
There's a love story involved in it. It's typical, that's how movies go. However, if you really look at the date, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I want to say 2008. I could be completely
But
wrong.
you're close.
So if you look at it coming out 2008, your wife just said that you owe her some chick flicks.
I
Um,
do.
if you look at the date that it came out and you think about that in your head as you're watching the movie, you will be amazed at what comes of everything. The colors, the the storyline won't impress you because it's a typical movie storyline, but the action sequences, the characters, the color,
Oh, not.
it's okay. 2009. It's well worth your time to take 3 hours and watch it. Don't watch the condensed 2.5 hour version or hour and 47 minutes. Watch the whole thing. It is well
Well, and
worth
that,
your time. If you don't like it, then you never have to watch it again.
and I think that's one of those movies too that when it came out, it's one of the first of its kind that was
Yes,
all CGI. So that was one of the things that impressed a lot of people. And I'll tell you another thing that I do though. I do sit back years later and say, okay, I've never watched it. I'm going to watch it, whatever it is. I've never read it. I'm going to read it. And it takes a long time sometimes, but I get around to certain things. Um, I don't know. It's just always the hype. Things get so hyped up, and I just want to step back and say, is it really that good? But instead of going and seeing it for myself and making a judgment, I just don't go, which is kind of ridiculous, really.
I would say it was totally worth the hype. Because I mean, just watching it a couple weeks ago, I still absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. So yeah, as far as Titanic goes, don't ever watch that. Just don't. People die. The ship sinks. It's just not worth it. I mean, because you already know what's going to happen.
Right?
Right when you walk in, you don't know what's going to happen with Avatar. You don't even know what an Avatar is.
No, I kept wondering where do you get that from?
Yeah, what is a
What?
Titanic?
Yeah, it's a boat that sinks.
There you go. So see, you already know the whole premise of that. Don't watch it. Go watch Avatar.
Well, now I want to watch Titanic.
No, I have failed. Um, I've been watching a new show on, I think, the pluses of Paramount's.
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone, Tulsa
Yes,
King.
Tulsa King.
Yep.
We've looked at the ads that come through when Yellowstone is on,
Right.
and they bombard you with those ads. And there's things that look good about it. What did you like?
Sylvester Stallone.
So he carries the show really, really well.
He does. Do you know the premise behind the show?
Do not.
He spent 25 years in prison as a mob guy.
That's a long
So
time.
immediately you're thinking, okay, he didn't flip. That's what the story's about. He didn't flip for 25 years. He stayed in jail, took the rap for somebody for doing something, gets out of jail, time to go back to, his lifestyle or whatever. And he ends up, the story will tell you, but he ends up going to Tulsa. And like any New York mob boss wants to know, what is he going to do in Tulsa?
Where's the
Especially
action?
especially when you sound like Sylvester Stallone. You're not going to fit in Tulsa.
Right, you stick out.
Yeah, like a sore thumb. Well, what has become legal in a lot of states surrounding us? That answer is weed, since you just disappeared from me. And now I don't even
Hang
know.
on.
There you are. Somebody texted you.
FaceTime.
Ah. So
So Kendra, my daughter, tried to FaceTime me.
Natalie's just said, poof, he gone.
Yeah. So it would be marijuana.
Right. Marijuana is legal in a lot of states around here. So apparently, I don't know if it is, but we're going to pretend like it is in Oklahoma or in Tulsa as well, in Oklahoma. He gets involved in a weed business, um, and it just goes from there. and I'm not going to
Okay.
say any more without giving it away, but it's Sylvester Stallone. You know, he's making money. He's a mob boss. He's got to go back home every once in a while to handle some things. Um, he stays in Tulsa and handles some things. He gets a girlfriend like I think first or second episode, and then you get a surprise about her in the first or second episode. So guns, people die, horses.
Have you noticed um, with these Taylor Sheridan shows that are coming out? Of course, he's just pumping them out, but he
He
has
reminds
managed to
me of
get.
Hanna-Barbera.
Why is that?
But they used to put out all the cartoons, and now he's putting out all the
Oh
good
yeah,
shows.
he's putting out all the shows, but he's managed to get Kevin Costner, a huge Hollywood star.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford, huge Hollywood star.
it's Han Solo
Not right, and then Sam Elliott and Tim McGraw, Faith
and
Hill in a
Faith Hill.
show. That's pretty big, I think.
Yeah,
And now Stallone, Jeremy Renner is in one that he does.
yeah.
So
Before he was crushed.
not right before he was crushed by his own snowplow.
Yeah, it's like
Did you
running
see
over
that
your own
snowplow?
foot. Yeah, it's like running over your
It's
own
like a
foot
tank.
with a freaking tank of a lawnmower.
The thing's a tank.
I don't understand.
I'm sitting there thinking, why does he have this big county dump truck with a blade on it?
Yeah,
No, this thing is an advanced uh, mechanical piece of work.
I have
This
seen
thing
those
is.
on Star Wars.
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah.
But
My wife just pointed out that that thing was 14,300 pounds.
oh my god, and he got crushed by it.
Yeah.
So I guess Hawkeye's like punching bag net arrow didn't deflect the
No,
snowplow. It
exactly.
didn't work.
Yeah. I guess
So
your wife has something for Sam Elliott, huh?
she loves Sam Elliott. She
I
loves Kevin Costner.
I get that. She wants to
Um,
watch Tulsa King. Sam Elliott's in Tulsa King.
she had mentioned to me before it looked good, so we'll probably look into it. We'll probably watch the Harrison Ford one. We'll get around to all of them. Our problem is that with my schedule, it's hard to squeeze in all the things you want to watch.
Sure.
Uh, it's tough, and then you got to pick a night to say this is what happens. I'll pick a night. Let's say we're going to watch this, and she's like, another show. Like, yeah, but yeah, but it's really good. So I'm just impressed that this Taylor Sheridan, who has written some good movies, even Renner was in a movie he wrote. I can't
Yeah, and
think
I
of the
can't
name of it.
remember what it was.
Really good movie. Well, half the cast of Yellowstone is in that movie,
Yeah.
and
Because I'm going to have to look it up
he
now.
but he has impressed me with his ability to pull these guys from Hollywood into TV land, because that used to be a stigma, being on TV.
Wind
You
River.
were a lesser. What was it?
Wind River?
Wind River. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I liked it quite a bit. I watched it on Netflix a while back
Yeah,
and
same.
enjoyed it. But it used to be a stigma to be on TV as an actor. You're not a movie actor, you're on TV.
Right.
But we're in the second golden age of TV, and these shows are much more attractive in the writing, the way they're filmed, the scheduling. Who wouldn't want to be on a TV show where you get top billing, you get executive producer rights, Kevin Costner, and you film 10 episodes and you're done.
Yeah.
Network TV still makes you put out 22 to 24 episodes a season, and it's a grind. It's 12-hour days. You got to shoot at night. We don't shoot on sound stages anymore. Everything's on location,
Right.
and it's a grind. But if I was an actor and someone said, it's 12 episodes, we'll pay you $1 million an episode, and you get executive producer rights or credit, that's pretty appealing.
Show me the money.
Pretty appealing, right?
Yeah. I'd
And
watch Titanic
Stallone,
twice. But
Yeah.
Stallone's a perfect example. He's a movie star. He's not a TV star. He's a movie
Mm-mm.
star, and he is now in a limited run series. And I mean, I'm sure he's getting paid pretty good for it, and I think that's why I like it, is because this is something that we're getting to see every week when they release a new episode with Stallone. You know, it's pretty cool seeing these big
Right.
money making, you know, movie stars now into these shows. You know, like
And
Sam
it frees,
Elliott did.
yeah, and it frees them up to do some other project. That was a gripe of like TV actors. That's one reason TV actors leave, of course, the grind and all that stuff. But they can never do another project that's offered to them because they're tied down to that TV show. It makes it harder.
Soap operas.
Famous story. Yeah,
Soap operas are
even more so.
perfect for that.
Yeah, even more so. Those guys never leave. They're
Yeah.
there 7 days a week.
I don't care if she played on Our House or some Hallmark movie. Deidre Hall will always be
Mm-hmm.
known for her role on Days of Our Lives.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
always. And the
Always been
same,
Marlena.
yeah, same goes for Peter Reckel. I think he did a couple things. It wasn't Hallmark, but he tried to do some other, you know, like weird TV shows. But no, he's always going to be Bo.
They always leave to try to do something else that doesn't pan out. But
Right.
uh, there is a 2-part episode. Can't believe I know this of Baywatch that has both Christian Alfonso and Peter Reckel in it,
Really?
and they do the most abysmal acting on the Baywatch level that you will ever see two actors do. I was shocked at how bad they were when they were out of soap opera land and into the mainstream. You know, I was shocked. It was terrible. It's 2 parts, so
Peter Reckel
one,
was on Baywatch for 3 years.
3 years. Well, maybe a handful of episodes.
Now, wait a
You
minute.
better look closer. You better look closer at that.
Okay,
I'm no
hang on.
expert.
Okay, yeah, I think Baywatch. I think what they're saying is that Baywatch ran for a long time. Yeah, Peter Reckel played Jordan Stewart on Baywatch, and Kristen Alfonso. The two at the time were not on the soap and never shared screen time on this episode. So it's tentacles.
Yes, yes, that's where the giant squid
Yes,
attacks the Baywatch crew because they're
Yasmin
out there.
Bleeth was on it too.
She was a cast member,
Yes, that's a name to remember.
right? Yes, we should remember that. I
Yes.
thought of that. And I just
Yeah, we're remembering that now. Episode guest stars Kristen Alfonso and Peter Reckel are the daytime super couple Hope and Bo from Days of Our Lives. The two at the time were not on the soap and never shared screen time on this episode. Interestingly, Alfonso's character's lover's name was Brady and is played by Bo Eason. That's
yeah, who has been
great.
in a lot of things,
Right.
right?
It was also the very first appearance of Yasmin Bleeth.
Yes, I think there's an iron lung involved.
Yes.
There's an iron
And
lung involved, and she does a lot of crying at the iron lung.
in spite of the
Yes,
episode's title, the giant octopus from part one is not seen or even mentioned in part two.
nope, terrible plot hole.
Yeah,
Terrible.
we're still waiting to find out what happened to it.
Well, it steals surfboards.
Well, I
It
know
steals
that.
your surfboard. Yeah, and
Did
then
you just say
they
it
got to find out why.
stealed your surfboard?
Do what?
Did you just say it stealed your surfboard?
Yeah, it
Okay,
steals.
it didn't. Okay,
Rewind.
Ace knows all about his boob watch. Man, you're just getting tossed under that bus.
Uh,
Holy moly! Wait, I just read that Bo Brady is 67 years old. No way. Yeah, Natalie, he's probably that old.
uh, look up Drake Hogenstein sometime,
Oh
and look how that
yeah.
man's been well preserved. You know, we could all aspire to look that good.
Uh he's He's played, I don't know how many. He's 69, by the way. And I don't
Who,
know.
Augustine?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many freaking characters he's played on Days. You know, he's either Bo, or not Bo, he's either Roman or he's John Black or he's Chris Kozacek or he's, I,
I don't know.
I don't know. He played a lot, but yeah, he's 69 years old. He's an Indiana guy, by the way.
Oh, really?
We should remember that name as well. And he's
From
been
where?
married to his. He's from Fort Wayne.
Ah, cool.
Been married to his wife since 1986, and they have 17 children. Four. I was close.
Close.
Yeah.
That's why he's still
So
on the show.
he's been on the show since 1982.
Man. I think he left also hoping to do something else. But the beauty is, for a long, long time, those soap operas were security blankets for actors. If you left, you could always come back. I mean, they'd behead you and kill you and all that, or replace you with another actor. That's what I love about soaps is when they would replace you with another actor, and we all kind of like, it works. She
Right.
had long hair a minute ago, but now she's got short hair, Billy. But we don't care.
Yeah. Uh, uh, Bo, that happened to that character. Peter Reckle left, and they brought in
Yes,
somebody
yes,
else. I can't
yeah.
remember his freaking
Golly,
name.
I can't either, but he had that big smile, the big toothy smile. Good looking guy.
Yeah,
They actually
he looked like Peter Reckle on steroids.
that was Billy's love. The new beau. The new beau was. Cannot remember his name right now
Robert
because he didn't do much.
Kelker Kelly.
Yes, yes. Because he's got a serial killer name. He's got three
Yeah,
names.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Robert Kelker Kelly. He for 3 years, from 1992 to 1995. Peter Reckle has played the character starting in '83 until '87, and then again from '90 to '92, and then '95 to 2012, and again in 2015, and again last year in 2022.
And if you watch it today, you can still pick up a thread and find out what's going on pretty easily.
If you watch it today, you will not be watching it on NBC.
Oh, they put it to streaming. What did they
Days of Our
do?
Lives was the very last one to go from network TV to streaming, and that happened, I think, in late 2022. I think September of last year they moved it over to Peacock.
I think we did. We talk about that, or did I see that story?
I think we may have mentioned it. There's now full nudity on it. There's not. I'm joking. Don't everybody run over there at once. Um, yeah.
Man,
So
what does that leave on network TV then? Just Young and the Restless,
no, they're all gone.
Bold and the Beautiful. They're all gone.
Yeah, my understanding was Days of Our Lives was the last one to remain on network TV.
Wow.
Which, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the way I understood it. That's what Peter Reckle told me.
Well, the fact that those shows lasted, the soap opera in general lasted as long as it did from the 50s, the advent of TV and radio to 2022, still pretty impressive. It's a good run.
Yep. Can you remember? I mean, I remember when your soap operas were back to back to back. You had Days of Our Lives followed, or no, it was Another World followed by Days of Our
Mm-hmm.
Lives followed by like Santa Barbara
Or Passions,
or Passions, and then you had your
which
nighttime
had
soap
Timmy the
operas
dog.
like Knots Landing in Dallas.
Right.
So
Which I look at Yellowstone in that vein, bit of a nighttime soap kind of
okay,
thing.
that's fair.
With depending on what season you watch, a little more action.
Yeah.
This season has been kind of up and down for me. A lot of why so much musical montages. I made a post on Facebook that no one gave two shits about musical montages in Yellowstone and lack of story.
Oh,
Like you
I
can't
didn't
write a script.
I didn't respond because I have yet to catch up for this season.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I didn't give away anything except you'll see a lot of
A lot of
cow
music.
roping, a lot of music.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, they do to unknown country artists what Stranger Things does to classic rock.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Yellowstone does. If you're featured on Yellowstone as a country music act that no one knows about, you will shoot to the moon on the charts.
Huh.
Uh, yeah, and they pick good ones. I like a lot of that outlaw type country anyway. The stuff you don't normally hear that's not commercial. So
Yeah.
they do a good job with the music.
Good. All
Um,
right. It is this season. Oh, I'm sorry. The girls are once again talking about Yellowstone and all the other stuff. See, I got them talking about soap operas. Watch. We're going to end this episode very quietly, and they're going to still be chatting. They're never even going to know that we've done this. Anyway, it is about that time. We've been running for well over an hour. But just because it's 2023 does not mean we're not going to still thank our non-sponsor sponsors. Bad Company Barbecue. Be sure to check them out, badcompanyBarbecue.com. And of course, Music and More Records with Kathy. Even though she didn't come see me, I will still give her a shout out. Find them on the social medias and all that fun stuff. You want something? You want something? You want to ask us something? Send us an email, theweeklypoorpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to listen to our podcast again because I know you were watching and paying attention to the chat and you really have no idea what we actually said. So go back and listen to it on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We will be back next week. We've got hopefully some exciting things coming up for you this year. Um, you
we
thought,
hope.
you thought you got rid of us. You didn't. We're going to start bringing in just random people off the street. I'm going to send this link to random people throughout the night, one of these nights, and we're just going to get people to pop in left and right just to talk about something that's stupid or whatever's on their mind. So until next week, we will see you. This is the Weekly Poor Podcast. I'm TbT. That guy's Ace, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See you.